Hello, Mountain Vista. We come here today to honor our project management team as we come to the close of our building renovations. We have wandered in the desert for 5 years, more than 5 years, as we made the decision in the summer of 2015, when Karen Boothward was just starting her 4-year presidency. We decided to move. We put Cromwell up for sale. We purchased a beautiful piece of property, and then we moved out in January of 2017. We were at Greenfield School and then beautiful Savior for a long time. After we made the decision to move, MVUU created a dream team. And thanks to the leadership of Larry Castriota and Kathy Kuzmanoff and many of you, that took off. We had established what we wanted and needed in a new building. We had success in the sale of our Cromwell property and moved out in January 2017. Our capital campaigns went very well under Conrad Paul's leadership. And we started the architectural team, the A-team, under the leadership of David Green. We found appropriate architects and they made some designs, and we found that with land costs, building costs rising so fast, that we were not going to be able to build the size that we needed to function for our programs. Our decision was to find an existing building that we could retrofit to our needs. So we started looking. And then, a year ago, last August, this building came on the market. We jumped at it. It was perfect. Thanks to all of the people who worked so hard for so long, and to the previous PMTs, Karen as ex officio member, Jen Mulder as the first chair, followed by Jim Donnelly and David Green, and finally myself, Ann Tatum. This team this past year has done so much working together, using their various skills in tandem, and we have found that we were able to get what we want. We chose a construction manager, Scott Chilcote, who not only could manage the construction, he had very creative ideas. And we had a wonderful architect, Thomas Saylor Brown. And you'll be hearing from all of these people thanking our team for all of the work they have done in the new building. These are Paula Lipsitz, Jim Gesseman, David Green, Jim Donnelly, Pamela Donnelly, and the team chair, Jane Paul. We offer all of you our forever thanks for what you have done for this congregation.
I'm in the front foyer of the building, and what I love most is the building itself. If you remember earlier iterations of the PMT, we had bought a parcel of land. There were some problems with it. There was a group that wanted a large steel building. There was a group that wanted a really cool building that was going to be a lot smaller. And there was the PMT that was worried about they could keep either of the groups happy. We decided not to build on that land. We shopped for another building. We looked at a building over on Costco Drive. After a lot of work, it didn't fit the bill. And we were again looking at starting from scratch, buying another piece of property, etc., etc. When this building came open for sale, like manna from heaven, the congregation agreed to buy the building. We did buy the building. It's everything everybody wanted. It's over 9,000 square feet. As you'll agree, it's really cool. It's one of the coolest buildings in Oro Valley. What I would say, looking everything over, is despite the fact many of us are atheists, agnostics, this is proof that God has a soft spot for Unitarians.
Well, I love many things about this room, but I'm going to talk to you and tell you about 3 of the things that I like so much. And that's the metal work. If you look at the balcony, it didn't extend full width, and they were able to build it out so that the ends of the railing go all the way across the sanctuary, and then they made it much more stable than it was. So people have no fear to walk out on the balcony and wave to the crowd, and it's beautiful metal. One of the things that happened was that they were trying to match, it used to be all this iron that we inherited from the building was sort of a steel color. And Dino, the owner of Antigua de Mexico, gave us the recipe for the secret sauce. And so they put the secret sauce on all the metal that you look at, and it came out to this beautiful rust color. Then came the sconces on the sides. The ambiance team worked with Alan to design it, of course, because it's got our UU chalice on it. And then it was equipped with LED lights, but they gave it a flicker, so it looks like there's a flame behind these sconces. They'll be on 24/7. It's sort of the security lighting for the building, and they're just beautiful. The major accomplishment that Alan pulled off was the building of this AV booth, the audio-visual booth. Originally, it was just going to be drywall and maybe a little piece of wood on top for a counter, and now it's really a work of art. The matching of the wood and the ironwork is now the rust color, and there's a special secret sauce on the screening. It just is arty. It's different. There's not another one like it in the world, and we're reusing all the metal that we inherited from the furniture store. So we're really proud of that.
When I got to thinking about this, the one place that I've been ever since I started here was either up here as a practice associate or performing as a musician. So this is my space, if you will. And one of the things that was really important to me was that we had room for all the things we wanted. And I lobbied hard to make the stage a little bit bigger and to leave room over here. Now that we have a church band, the Euphorics, that we have room to spread out here. We have room to grow if we need to. We have room to grow in terms of the equipment that we've got. And so the empty space over here was really important to me. We can use it for tons of other things, but when I looked at this, I wanted to be sure there was room to do all the things that I personally have a deep connection to.
We are in the storage room of the new church, and I love this space. It is more than 400 square feet of storage. It has on this wall here shelving, 3 units of shelving. On the opposite wall over here, it has another additional 3 units of shelving. That shelving gives us an additional 250 square feet of storage space. It also includes space behind me for storage of our art collection. And over here on my right, we have a full workbench, pegboard for hanging all the tools that are required in buildings and grounds maintenance, pegboard over there for hanging all the tools required in landscaping maintenance, and shelves there for landscaping materials. I'm excited about this facility.
I love this kitchen because I love all kitchens. Kitchens are the heart of all homes, and they are the heart of Unitarian gathering and socialization. In having a kitchen, we will be able to do that, and a lot of thought has gone into laying this kitchen out and providing what we will need. One of the things that we ran into with the county is they wouldn't allow us to have a stove, so we decided to install a wall oven here, and then what we're going to use for burners are portable induction burners, which will allow us to be very versatile in how we function in the kitchen. We're also going to have a large center island. It'll be a place where we can organize whatever groceries might come in, or stand around and prep food as need be, or we can just sit around it and have a cup of coffee. And I want you to all be assured that we spend a lot of time researching the proper coffee pot so that we will have clean filtered water and we will have wonderful coffee available to everyone all the time.
Well, this is the patio, and this is something unique, I think, for not only for us. I've never known a church that could have this kind of special space. I can imagine youth groups having an overnight out here with their sleeping bags and, of course, with chaperones. I can imagine special services, an environmental service, for example. Instead of being indoors, surrounded by four walls in our beautiful sanctuary, we could be out here surrounded by the trees and having nature as our background. Especially after service, our coffee hour could just expand out here and people would have a sort of special experience, just to talk and to enjoy, or to sit quietly and enjoy the natural surroundings.
What do you want to remember the most?
Oh, how it's completely transformed. 2 levels, massive amounts of concrete excavation. I mean, a huge undertaking to make the floors beautiful and level, and it is just transformed. If you were to walk in here a year ago, you would never guess that this could be a sanctuary and a totally usable church building. We were so fortunate that it came on the market when it did. It was just a miracle. I'll remember the miracle. With love as our guide, we covenant.
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 To welcome the stranger,
Encourage one another.
To honor diversity,
honor diversity, and ask questions lovingly.
With love as our guide, we covenant.
To seek comprehension. Together we listen, trusting in you and me when our hearts beat differently.
With love as our guide, we covenant.
To keep faith and remain.
To keep faith and remain.
to keep faith and remain.
As we begin again.
As we begin again, again.
Again, again.
Again and again and again.
Again, again.
As we light our chalice fire.
To this we aspire.
To this we aspire.
To this we aspire.
With love.